Good morning, one and all. In previous lecture, we have started unit number 3, that is PLD architecture and applications. And we learn about what is meant by programmable logic, definition of programmable logic and device, and design flow of programmable logical devices. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the types of programmable logical devices and the first type of programmable logical devices, that is SPLD, and how to program the SPLDs. Programmable logical devices, as we discussed in previous lecture, that these are general purpose chip which are reconfigurable and which consist of millions of logic gates along with other resources. These programmable logical devices are classified into three main types: SPLD, that is simple programmable logic device; CPLD, that is complex programmable logical device; and FPGA, that is field programmable gate array. Out of these, SPLDs are again classified or consist of three different types of devices: PLA, that is programmable logical array; PAL, programmable array logic; and ROM, that is ROM, read only memory. First type of SPLD are, now what is meant by SPLD? SPLD are the simple programmable logical devices. These are devices having very small or very few number of logical gates, and these are used to implement the smaller circuits only. These SPLD are classified into PLA, PAL and ROM. Let's see the first type of SPLD, that is programmable logic array. Now, programmable logic array, these are used to implement the circuit which in the SOP form, that is sum of product form. Hence, to implement the circuit in sum of product form, it mainly consists of three different blocks. First, input buffers and inverters; second, AND plane; and third is the OR plane. Here, connections which are in the AND plane are programmable, and connections in the OR plane are also programmable. Hence, we can use the number of AND gates from the AND plane and OR gates from the OR plane. It depends on what type of functions we are going to implement. Here, input from the logic equation, that is Boolean equations, are given to the input buffers and inverters. Hence, output of input buffer and inverter block is nothing but the inverted signals. Means suppose we are going to provide the x1, x2 up to the xn signal, then outputs are x1, x1 bar, x2, x2 bar, x3, x3 bar up to the xn, xn bar. These all are applied as an input to the AND plane, and depending on Boolean equations, AND plane makes the AND product of the applied inputs and generate the product terms P1, P2 up to the Pk. These are again given to the OR planes to add all the product together, like P1 plus P2 plus P3, and depending on that, functions are generated F1, F2, the Fm. This is about the programmable logic array. Now let's see the internal structure of programmable logic array, how the process of implementing the circuits in the SOP form takes place. Let's consider the two functions f1 and f2. f1 is equal to x1 x2 plus x1 x3 bar plus x1 bar x2 bar and x3. To implement this in the PLA, it consists of three inputs x1, x2, x3 and their inverted inputs x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar. These are generated by using the inverters. And then AND gates, we require 1, 2, 3 AND gates to generate the first function. and inputs to the AND gate are from the x1, either x1 or x2 bar. Suppose first product term is x1 and x2, hence these are connected to the x1 and x2. Second is the x1 and x3 bar. Third is the x1 bar, x2 bar, x3. In this way, different products are generated. First product term P1, then second product term P2, then third product term P3. Here in both these cases, two products are similar, only two products are different. Hence total, to implement these two functions, 4 product terms are required because 2 are common. Hence P1, P2, P3 and P4, these are given to the programmable OR plane. Again OR plane add all these functions, means function F1 adds the product term x1, x2, x3 and second add x1, x3 and x4 and generate the function F1 and F2. And after making the connections, here cross indicates the particular connections are programmable switches are connected to make the connections between the input and output. Different inputs. Hence, X marks indicate the connections left in the place after the program. Once the synthesis process generates the netlist, and that netlist makes the connections between these switches. What are the limitations of this programmable logic array? This programmable logical array come in the various sizes. Typical size is of 16 input and 32 product terms and 8 output. Hence, it has limitation that we can implement the circuit up to the 32 product terms, and it has maximum 8 output. Hence, each AND gate has large fan-in, it limits the number of inputs that can be provided in the PLA. Means AND gate has a large fan-in, it will limit our number of input that can be provided in the PLA. As it has 16 inputs, means 3 raised to 16, these are the possible combinations only. Hence only 32 products terms are generated by the AND gates, and these are again limitations. As 32 product terms are generated, large fan-in for OR gates are required. Hence, it makes the PLA slower and slightly more expensive than some other alternative like other methods. Hence, 8 output which are generated, this could have share the min term but not required. And because of the limitations of the PLA, we can use the second SPLD like programmable array logic. The programmable array logic, these are used to implement the circuit in soft form. Pause and sum. Here sum of product form. Previously, it's a programmable array logic. These are also used to implement the circuit in soft form. But here the difference is that here connections in the AND plane are programmable, but connections in the OR plane are fixed. Means here connections in the OR plane are not programmable. Means OR planes generate the fixed number of terms. Means we can generate the fixed number of functions, and product terms are also limited here. And this is the equations. Here you can say that here only 2 OR gates are present in the OR plane, means it will generate only the 2 functions. We cannot generate the more than 2 functions. And these 2 OR gates have only the 2 inputs. Again, these are the dedicated connections. Hence 2 product terms we can apply at a time to the 1 OR gate. Hence these are the limitations. Now if we compare this programmable array logic and programmable logical array, the programmable array logic have the same limitations as a PLA, plus they have fixed OR plane and less flexibility than PLA. Hence PAL are simpler to manufacture, cheaper and faster, because one plane is programmable but one plane is fixed. It means it is a less flexible. It has a better performance, but they are again cheaper to manufacture and faster. PAL, they also have one extra circuitry which is available to connect at the output of each OR gate. This extra circuitry to the OR gate is known as macro cell, and macro cell is very important element to implement the logic. Here you can see the basic diagram of macro cell. It consists of output from OR gate are given to the D flip-flop. Then D flip-flop output is given to the multiplexer through the through the D flip-flop output, as well as a D flip-flop input is given to the multiplexer. Means you can provide input without clock or after the clock to the multiplexer. Then depending on select line, it will be a particular input is selected and it will given to the enable signal. Enable signal, tri-state signal. Tri-state signal select the input or output, means whether the port can be used as a input port or output port. It is decided by that enable signal. And again, this output can be connected to the another AND plane to generate the another logic. Here enable equal to 0, it can be used to, as we discussed earlier, enable signal. When a value of the enable signal is 0, it will allow the output pin for F1 to be used as the additional input pin to the, and when enable equal to 1 and select equal to 0, normal for typical parallel operation, means it can be used as a input. Enable equal to select equal to 1, it allows the PAL to synchronize the output changes with the clock pulse. These are the different combinations. When enable 0, select 1, when enable 1, select 0, and when enable select both are 1. What operations could take place when port as a used as an input port, output port, and when enable and select both are 1, then it will use to synchronize the output changes with the clock pulse. Hence, again, feedback to the AND plane provide the multi-level design. Means to generate the multi-level design, again the output F1 is going to the back to the AND plane. This is the example where multi-level design with the PAL is implemented. Here you can see the example. F is equal to A bar BC plus A bar B bar C bar plus A BC bar plus A B bar C, and finally it is A bar G plus A G bar. Then where G is equal to BC plus B bar C bar and C is equal to H. This is after optimization. Again. Then here you can see how the this cross indicates the connections after the programming. Then these particular connections are active or made to generate the product terms. Then output of product terms are given to the OR gate. Then OR gate outputs are given to the macro cells. Then macro cells outputs are connected to the input and output port with or without synchronization of clock. Means different levels of gates, then macro cells you can use to implement your circuits. The next type of SPLD is ROM, third type of the SPLD. The ROM, that is read-only memory, it has a fixed AND plane and programmable OR plane. Here the condition is different. AND plane is fixed but OR plane is programmable. In size of the AND plane is 2:n. Depending on the input, size of the AND plane is 2:n, where n is equal to number of inputs. It has AND gate for every possible minterm which is present, so that all input combinations access the different AND gates. And OR plane, it dictates the function mapped by the ROM. Here you can see the diagram of ROM. 2 input hence required 2 to 4 decoders. 2:n is 2:2 4 2 to 4 decoder, and after decoding it will make the connections, and we can use to read the particular locations here. D3, D2, D1 and D0, these are the particular inputs are read from the memory. Now how to program this SPLD, as SPLDs are used to implement the smaller circuits. PLA, PAL and ROM, these are called SPLDs, that is nothing but the simple programmable logical devices, and these SPLD must be programmed so that switches are in the correct places. Means as programmable switches are used to interconnect the different gates and blocks. Hence these programmable switches, it should be in the correct places. So different CAD tools are used to do this. Already we discussed these CAD tools, that is a simulation and synthesis tools. A fuse map, here the fuse map is created by the CAD tool, and then that map is downloaded to the device via special programming. Now to download this netlist into the PLD, a fuse map should be created, and fuse map is created by the CAD tool. Fuse map means which particular fuse, which programmable switches it should be on or off, and it is decided by the CAD tool. And there are two basic programming techniques. First, removable sockets on the PCB means we can remove. There is a socket present on the PCB where we can hold our PLD. And so second, it is a irremovable socket through the in-system programming on a PCB. This approach is not very common for PL and PL, but it requires the common for more complex PLDs. Here, let's see the first where removable socket is available. Here SPLD is removed from the PCB and placed into the unit and program here. Means from the PCB we can remove that SPLD, that is PL, PAL or RAM chip, and we can put that chip into this programming unit, SPLD programming unit, and then we can program through using the PC. This is the first step. Here you can see how does a removable SPLD socket package is present. The type of that package is PLCC, plastic leaded chip. And here that socket is soldered to the PCB, all connections. So you can remove that chip from the package. So remove the chip from the socket which is available on the PCB. Now second method is in-system programming. You can directly connect to the PC. This method is used when SPLD cannot be removed from the PC. Means when you cannot remove the SPLD device from the PCB, then you can use the in-system programming method. Here you are required one special type of cable, that is a JTAG cable, and PCB connections are required to program the SPLD from attached computer. Anyway, this in-system programming method is used in most probably all the PLDs like CPLD, also FPGA also. This is a very common. And this is about the programmable logic device. And especially we in today's lecture we'll learn about the simple programmable logic device and programming of simple programmable logic device. Thank you.